The Laudato Si movement Nigeria has called for an end to the proliferation of fossil fuel in Nigeria and the importance of switching to renewable energy resources. The group, which joined other counterparts across the world to mark the Global Day of Action Against the Dependency of Fossil Fuel, also used the opportunity to call on Nigerian government to sign the Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty. CTV News was there.
As the world continues to battle with the effects of climate change occasioned by the proliferation of fossil fuel, the Laudato Si movement Nigeria is advocating for the signing of the Non-Proliferation of Fossil Fuel Treaty. At this awareness campaign put together by the Laudato Si movement Nigeria, these climate justice activists are not leaving any stone unturned in their demands for an end to fossil fuel proliferation in Nigeria. Speaking during the Global Day of Action in Abuja, the national coordinator of Laudato Si movement Nigeria, Mr. Bonnie Res Obo, highlighted some of the dangers of fossil fuel to the environment.
Today we are taking action, as the Pope have called us to take action for the Global Day of Action for Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty. The Fossil Fuel Non-Proliferation Treaty is not an organization, but it's a global call for we as people of faith, together with the economical community for Season of Creation, to take action to see how we can call on our faith leaders, government and civil societies to join forces to sign the treaty so that we can all together have a better home. In Nigeria, we decided to take this action because the action is being done all over the world. Nigeria, we are taking action because our country in particular, our major source of livelihood in this country is fossil fuel. And in the other way around, fossil fuel contributes so much to global warming, and which is affecting our environment and the biodiversity. So the Pope has called for action to be taken first to see how we can reduce the expansion of new projects, then how we can talk about just transition, moving gradually to renewable energies, which is better for our environment. So in Nigeria, we are taking a local action to call on our faith leaders to amplify the voices of the Pope, to sign the letter of the treaty, so that other countries together with Nigeria, we have a say when it comes to fossil fuel. So we are taking this action today as Laudato Si movement in Nigeria with our local community, and we want to do more after this day.
He also provided an alternative source of energy for the good of the environment.
The renewable energy has to do with using other sources of energy to generate power. For example, we talk about the wind energy, the solar energy to generate power. There are also other ways you can do this. Today we have the solar panel, we have the solar battery, and so many other things. These things give you source of energy and electricity. It's far better than the fossil fuel, because the fossil fuel, when these gases are emitted into the air, they affect our health. If you go to the Niger Delta region today, you will pity the people living there. They cannot fish, their livelihood has been destroyed. They cannot eat the fishes in the river, they are dead. So people are not even living long. Most of them, because of the gas flaring, have been affected by lungs, cancer of the lungs. And you can imagine what will happen to younger children who are growing in this environment.
The activists carried placards with various inscriptions calling for an action to save our environment, in line with Pope Francis' encyclical Laudato Si.
It is our collective responsibilities. We are all stewards of the earth. As we've put our voice to Holy Father, because if you look at his document, Laudato Si is a call for every person on the planet to care for the earth. So as we put our voice to call on leaders to sign the treaty, each and every one of us has a role to play. And that is where the ecological conversion comes in. So I expect that every one of us, we really need to change from the way we look at things. We really need to change the way we do our stuff. If we really understood the fact that we are meant to be stewards of this earth, then everyone must rise to this responsibility. So that is my advice. Everyone, if you know what you're doing that is contributing to the climate change that has really affected everyone, then we need to change. Starting from our immediate environment, we really need to change. And that is my advice. Let each and every one of us turn a new leaf. And that is why I'm so crazy when it comes to transformative change and stewardship. And so for the young people I deal with, that has been my story and my journey with them.
The cry by our Pope for a clean climate is a cry that the youth has to incorporate into our existence, because it is what will benefit the youth more than any other aspect of human beings. So we are here as part of the movement to support this renewable energy, that it is high time we leave fossil fuel and think of renewable energy that will benefit mankind. We as Catholic youths, we had the same movement sometime last year where all the parishes within Archdiocese of Abuja converged here, and we had the movement to Gadua. So we are looking at the next phase of it, where we'll engage other denominations and see how we can make this movement, a national movement that everybody will know that it is what we have to take.
To me, what's inspired me is that taking care of our environment is very important and is healthy. And I feel to support the call by our Pope to engage in these activities. And I would like to beg, the Pope is talking about faith-wise. And when we are talking about faith, it's not only about Catholics, but to advise other pastors to talk to their members, we need to take care of our environment, because it's very important. When our environment are healthy, it means our well-being is guaranteed as well. And for me, being a youth and in this particular group as well, I will make sure I do my best to also relate the message to my fellow youths, and to make sure that we see to the accomplishment of this call of our Holy Father.
As part of their commitment, the members of the Laudato Si movement took part in cleanup exercise to rid the environment of plastic waste. In Abuja, Tony Abba, CTV News.